Alright, I just started preliminary measures, trying to center these things and get everything kind of where it's got to be. These blocks are level this way, and they're level this way. Trying to get my center. It's 27 and a half. I mean 54 and a half, which is 27 and a quarter at the center. And I'm measuring from backing plate to backing plate, and I'm getting 27 and a quarter is right here. And then when you travel down this way, we're kind of off-centered from the actual output of the pinion. So we'll see. I mean, dimensions are dimensions. So I'm going to pull another couple of measures. I'm going to double check this. I'm going to keep going back and forth and make sure this is right. Right now I'm in the process of trying to yank this seal. And so we're in this mess. We have a seal puller. I'm going to pop it, probably pull that bearing out, but I want to see if there's any shims beneath all this. Some shim outside, some shim inside. I was doing some research on this, so I want to see if there's any, once I pull this and maybe pull that bearing out, I want to see if there's some shim plates behind this pinion bearing. And if they are, I'm going to have to document that and make sure that they go back in, or maybe not. Maybe now with the new setup, that all might change. But I want to make sure it's not inside and that it's outside. So I'm going to yank this out, and I'll bring you back in a second. Okay, I got the actual pinion seal out and the bearing. There was no shims or anything on there. It was just the bearing. And I'm actually going to keep this so I can get the numbers off of it so I can match it up. I'm not sure if that kit comes with it. It's supposed to come with everything. It just might. It probably is. Right there. I think that's it right there. So it does come with it. So I'm just going to match that number up and match everything up before we proceed. So that's out. I cleaned up the surface here. This machine surface. It's nice and clean. The race is in here still. I got to knock that out from the back side. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but something about gear oil, it's just, it's like a caveman cologne. Makes me want to puke. I don't like it. I don't like the smell of it. So, we got to that point now, so now I have a nice surface here. I can actually level off when I bring this back down. I'm going to rest it on this 4x4 block. I'm gonna shim it up. So, in theory now, that's level. That's level, so this should be level, actually plumb, which would make that 90 degrees to that. So I'm going to take a couple more measures. I'm going to try to refine this line. This 27 and a quarter. Like I said, I'm pulling from one way and I'm pulling from the other to make sure I got that 27 and a quarter, and both of those lines are lining up where they got to be. And that's going to be center line. That's my control line right there. And then everything pulls off of that. Here we go with numbers again. The A measure, which is center of perch, on my car is 45 3/8. So that'd be 22 and a half is half of 45, and then half of 3/8 is 3/16. So it'd be 22 and 13/16. How did I do? My math's a little better today. 22 and 13/16 from that center line should be the center of that perch. And the center of that perch is 2 7/8 from the edges. And they also give you a hole here, which I'm gonna have to look. I can't really see on the other car. Maybe I can. Maybe put my finger up over here and see if I can feel that hole. I don't know if that's a directional hole or that's just a witness mark, so when you can center up, that they punch that hole there to show you that that's the center of that perch bracket. I don't know if it has any importance which way it faces, whether to the back of the car or the front of the car. I got it facing the front on both of them now, so at least I got that consistent. Yeah, so we're going to pull some more measures off these backing plates. I really want to get a true control line here and then measure off of that both ways to get the center of these perches where they have to be. They're really close right now, and it's actually on this axle too. There were spring perches on here that somebody cut off because it's almost following the footprint of, you could see the old weld that was kind of ground away as a little high spot, and it's just about there. And another thing that I've been checking also, let me get my tape measure. Another thing I'm checking too is off the backing plate. Off the backing plate. Let's turn this bad Larry up a little bit. Oh, maybe not. I'm checking from the edge of the perch to the backing plate. That's saying like approximately 1 5/8". And every time I turn this thing up, it's approximately 1 5/8 also. So I think I'm really damn close where I gotta be. And as I turn it up, as it rolls up, this thing kind of slides this way now. I gotta readjust when I bring this yoke back down the front of the diff. All right, so a couple more measures. Check, double check, triple check. Now I can get that level, which would make me 90 degrees to these blocks. And I think I'm gonna break the welder out. I'm just gonna tack it in for now. So I'll be back in a bit. All right, I'm at the point where I think I got this. I think. All right, we're level. I think we're level within the bubble. I've been putting shims on this little piece of brass that I got as a shim. I've been keep putting shims. I might have to add a very small one there, or take away one and add a really small one. It's like that close. But we're in the line, so it's like how critical do you want level to be level? So the center measure is what it is. 22 and 11/16. I think it's 22, and here we go with the math again. What the hell, Mark? I know it's right because I got the centers right. These centers are right. So 22 and a half. 45 and 3/8. 45 is 22 and a half. Half of 3/8 is 3/16. So 1/16 after a half is 9. Another 16 after a half, 5/8. Another 16 after the 5/8 is 11/16. So it's 22 and 11/16. What the freak? Jesus. All right, so we're right. I know we're right because I measured it like 1,000 times already, and maybe I gotta measure it 1,000 more. Damn it! What's wrong with you? All right, so we got 1 5/8 to the side here. I had a square up on the tube, and I squared off the actual bracket so it's 90 degrees from the bracket. Same applies here. 1 5/8. We have 1 5/8 from that backing plate, which we do. So I think this bitch is ready to go. And I also went underneath the bubber over here, and I put my finger up on there, and the hole is facing the front. So maybe there's a reason why that hole is directed to the front of the car. But I got it exactly the way it's on there. So cool, because that would have sucked if I would have to spin this around. I would have took forever and a month just to get it where it is. So broke it out, and we are going to tack Alicia's here and there, so she don't roll and move. And once it's tacked in, then I can actually start welding. So I'll be back when I got stuff tacked in. See you in a bit. I like my old welder better. This one sucks. It doesn't suck, it just, if this line gets a little bit of a wonk in it, she doesn't feed properly. My other one, you could step on it, it would feed. I've already tightened up the feed wheel drive and just doesn't want to hear it. Oh well. Oh well. Alright guys, this is tacked in. I'm going to fill it, flip it. This almost out of gas too. Murphy's Law. Gonna flip it, lay some weld in there. Not going to bore you with that. I have to take my time because I don't want to distort the tubes. And Terry, like Terry was saying, he likes to clamp a piece of steel on the opposite side of it. Acts as a heat sink, and it also keeps the axle tubes from becoming paschetti. So we're going to flip it over now so I can get at it a little better, and I want to infill with what I have. I hope this MIG, I don't know, man, I might just tack it and have it sent out. I'm debating now because there's a lot of talk and I have to really fill this shit in. Because I don't want to be going down the road and then having these purchase come flying off on the car. That would, pardon my French, that would fucking suck. So we might just call that. Maybe put a few more tacks here and there, and then maybe have to farm it out to somebody who has a better welder than me, because my little MiG 110, I don't think that's it's going to be good. So we don't know. We'll give it a shot. See how it goes. Scary. So now I'm at the point now I can actually leave the blocks here, but I can take all the, I can actually move it around now and not have to worry about it. But we are centered where my little piece of paper says where I have to be. I am where I have to be. And a little bit more cleaning up. Backing plates come off, axle shafts come out. I already got one out, I gotta take the other one out. Douche it down. I'm gonna prep and etch it, kill any other bits of rust that's in those deep pits. Hose it down again, and then paint it, and then we start the rebuild. So a lot of the prep work is pretty much done. Like I say, I might have to farm this out because I don't think that 110 is going to be enough. Alright guys, so this is Mark from the Second Gen. We have purchase on, one step closer to the actual rebuild. This is just prep, and I'll just keep bringing you along. Alright guys, have a good one. Stay safe. Peace.